And joining us now is Ben Jealous, President-elect of People for the American Way and former President and CEO of the NAACP. Ben, it's great to see you. First, let me ask you about Georgia, because this is becoming more of a critical state, maybe a battleground state. And what are the implications for November, as well as issues across the country now?
Well, I think what we see in Georgia really reminds us that we're paying a price for the gutting of the Voting Rights Act, and that needs to be fully restored. We're also paying a price, quite frankly, because the governor of Georgia is the former Secretary of State. And while that would normally mean that perhaps things would be run better, he made a point when he was Secretary of State, and he made a point when he was running for governor and was Secretary of State, of intentionally suppressing the vote. Even yesterday, the Democrat who ran against him, Stacey Abrams, had to go cast her ballot in person because she did not receive her ballot by mail. And so the backdrop in Georgia is especially profane, and it's especially partisan. And what appears to be driving it is, quite frankly, that Republicans fear that more people voting will not advantage them. We've heard President Trump say that repeatedly. We've even seen him begin to really cast doubt on vote by mail, which is ridiculous because it actually works better than any other system we have, certainly better than those new machines in Georgia.
Ben, let me ask you the bigger question, of course, which was addressed at the hearings today and throughout our country for the last 2 weeks at least, is the systemic racism and the difference of opinion between the Democrats who say that this has to be addressed and most of the Republicans, and especially the president, saying it's just a couple of bad actors and we don't need major police reform.
The time for pretending like this is just a couple of bad actors has passed, and the country sees that. You know, what Black people have never been able to forget for centuries, the entire country has been subjected to seeing on video for 30 years, going back to the Rodney King case. And people in our country have come to their own conclusion that what we have is not working. We have to make the changes that we can right now. And that really, I think, begins most quickly with people insisting that their cities make changes, that their counties make changes. President Obama is absolutely correct. There's a lot that can be done at the local level, and we must go do it now. In normal times, we would be having a serious conversation about federal reforms that could happen on an urgent basis. But with President Trump in office, like what we should expect is he will try to water down or obstruct any real reform that gets pushed forward.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.